So welcome, friends, to our meditation time. I would invite you that wherever you are, physically located right now, just get comfortable. Just take a seat that feels good or lay down and stretch out nice and long. Or if you're just walking and moving around the house, maybe you just stand still where you are. But find a way that you can bring the body to some level of stillness. And as you do that, give your mind permission to follow. Give your mind permission to become still as well. It probably will not listen as well as the body does. It will test and test again. But when you come to a place of stillness, you're really just giving the whole you permission to be still. And maybe you close your eyes, maybe you focus on one spot that will help you to stay in the here and the now. But you kind of enter into this practice in a way that honors exactly what you need. And we do it through this commitment to stillness. We live really busy lives. We rush and we move throughout this world in ways that sometimes the idea of stillness almost sounds foreign or unfamiliar. But through this practice, the more that you do that, you actually practice it. It starts to feel like it's your natural default. First, your body begins to crave it, and then it begins to expect it, and then it just becomes a way of being. And you still move through the world and you still do all the things, but you do it from this beautiful sense of stillness. So let's work on cultivating that just a little bit today. So from wherever you are, seated, lying down, just whatever it looks like for you, let's take a slow breath in together. Until you can't take any more in. And then just as slowly breathe it out. Don't rush the exhale. Slowly breathing in. And slowly breathing out. And one more time together, just a breath in. And a breath out. And let those 3 breaths just kind of usher you into a rhythm that feels good. And even as the body is moving physically with the breath, just keep cultivating this sense of stillness. We've been sitting this week with this teaching that's called brahmacharya. We've talked about it in meditation. We've talked about it in class. We've just been sitting with this idea of our energy. What does our energy look and feel like? And then the $1 million question that we are all asking is, how do we get more? How do we get more so we can do more? But when we think about the idea of energy from the yogic perspective, from this concept of brahmacharya, is teaching us to have the right attitude about our energy. Not to the point that we become lethargic and we just don't move for fear of using it all up, but that we begin to move through our life in the right way that honors our purpose, that is aligned with our intention, and that allows us to contribute to the peaceful, calm energy that we all want to experience in this world. We know the world is rushing. We know the world is fast and ever-changing. And so we have choices. We either become a part of that or we bring something different. And these teachings on the mat, on the cushion, through the things that you read, from sitting in nature, from being around people who are like-minded, trying to do the same things that you are doing, all of those practices, they teach you how to move through the world differently. Otherwise, we're stuck with just this rushing, hurried up world that is missing out on so many present moments. So many chances just to pause and take a breath and listen to the birds, or watch the wind blow through the trees, or look into the face, into the eyes of someone that you care about. Because when we rush, those are the things that we miss. And so this practice today, and this practice really, in the essence of what it is set up to help us begin to understand what does it mean to have right use of our energy. If we go back to the most purest sense of brahmacharya, and you break down this Sanskrit word, because we know that it came from India, and we know that it came through Sanskrit, through these wise sages who were teaching in that one spot in the world. And they had a belief system, and they had names for their belief system, the same way that all of us do in all of our parts of the world, wherever we've grown up, in whatever language that we speak. And then when they referred to God, or the absolute reality, or the ultimate divine force in this giant universe, the word that they used was Brahman. And when they talked about Brahman, what they were saying with brahmacharya is that when I will use my energy in the right way, I won't have such a disconnect between me and this divine connection that I so desire to have. I'll actually cultivate this alignment with me and the universe, with my heart, and with the heart that beats all around me. And so whatever the name is for each of us, and the way that we believe and the names that we assign to things, the idea is when you practice brahmacharya, you're aligning yourself with this divine presence, this light that exists in every human, this breath that exists in every human. But when we rush, and when we hurry, and when we become depleted from all of our energy, we're actually creating disconnection. Because the presence of this divine force, people in India speak about it one way, people here in the United States speak about it in one way, and people in other countries, they have all these names. But the essence is the same. It's the quiet voice. It's the quiet whisper that you hear in the breath, and that you hear in the stillness, that you feel as the wind blows through the trees, and that you lose sight of when you rush and rush and rush. And so I want to just pause and let each of us just kind of see how that resonates. What do you want to feel connected to? What part of the universe, what part of your spiritual belief system, what part of you feels like something is missing? And you know that there's something bigger than you, and you want to feel it. So whatever that is for you, let's think about this practice of brahmacharya as a way to reconnect to that. So just pause and just feel and see. And then I would also ask that we each think about who are the most important people in our lives that we want to feel connected to. Who are our people that we want to share our joys and our celebrations with, that we want to sit with through our challenges and our suffering? Who are the people that you want to stay connected to, and that you don't want to rush through that relationship? You don't want to miss the moments. See that as well. I cannot think of a more beautiful way to live our lives than with connection. Connection to the source, the divine source of this universe, and connection to the people that we love the most. And the only thing that keeps those two things from happening is us. Our rushing, our worrying, our being so focused on the future and all the things that we must do and all the lists that we must complete, that we get further and further away from the connection that we so very much want. I think that's maybe why Brahmacharya was one of these very first teachings that we were given. Right after we were told about truth and about non-harming, we were told about how to use our energy for good, how to find connections that we need to fill our cups up and sustain us, and to realize we're not doing this by ourselves. We're not doing this on our own. And so whatever part of that feels like something that you need in your life, sit with that for these next few breaths. Maybe the peace that you feel that's been lacking is this connection to Source, this divine presence, this absolute reality of the universe. Maybe that's what you need to sit with for the next few breaths. Reestablishing that connection, feeling it. And for others, if it's the people, if you've gotten so busy and so overwhelmed by all the things that you must do, and you come home at the end of the day and you've got nothing left for the people that you love the most, maybe that's what you sit with for these next few breaths. And neither is to make us feel bad or to make us feel guilty. But we often ask in meditation, what do you want? What do you want? And as you see that, then align your life and the way you move through your day toward those things that you want so very much. If you want peace, stop hanging around chaos. If you want compassion, stop listening to all the chatter of the world that is divisive and unkind. And if you want connection, be still. So just take a few breaths here. And as I grow quiet, just see what comes up in your mind. What do you feel in your heart? What do you want? And as you continue, just to pause right where you are. Most likely, many of us in our thinking, rational minds, the thing that comes up is, but I need more time. There's just not time to get it all done and still invest in the things that I know that I want and know that I need. But what if we started to see time as what happens in this breath coming in and in this breath going out? And we begin to see our lives in these moments, breath by breath. It doesn't mean that we won't plan. It doesn't mean that we won't be responsible and do the things that we need to do. We will. But what if we began to train our hearts and our minds and our energy to truly take it one precious breath at a time? Look into the eyes of that person that you love and breathe in and see them. And breathe out such gratitude for that moment that you just took. And then again, as you breathe in, you think about this connection to Source, to this absolute reality, this divine presence that you feel so drawn to. You breathe in and you feel it. And you breathe out gratitude that you took the time to notice. We don't come to meditation and make commitments to do things for hours and hours and minutes. We come with a commitment to one breath at a time. And I think that we can all see that that feels like something that's attainable. And so as we prepare to close, I want us just to sit with this idea of brahmacharya. Even if you can't remember or say the Sanskrit word, just let it, the sound of it just kind of resonate and connect with you. Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya. I want to use my energy in a way that aligns with my purpose, that aligns with the deepest desires, longings in my heart. I commit to be still and to really cherish this life that I have one breath at a time. Sitting with this divine light, this presence, this spiritual connection that you have. Sitting with the people that you love the most. Let them be the ones that get the best parts of your energy, not the rest of the world. Brahmacharya. I've translated this over the years in my own way of thinking that when we are established in brahmacharya, our lives are vibrant. They are filled with life. They are filled with light. And our energy flows in the way that aligns to our purpose. Let that be what you sit with in the coming days. One breath at a time. Namaste.